Starting a new chapter can be the scariest thing that you've ever done, but it can also be the most fulfilling thing that you ever choose to do. So how do you know it's time to start a new chapter in your life? Here's some telltale signs. Maybe you're just so tired of doing what you've always done. You're not experiencing any growth. There's no change in your life. You don't feel fulfilled. You've lost your spark, or maybe even your creativity has been stifled. You find yourself longing for something more because you've outgrown your current situation and environment. You feel like you need a change, but because you don't know exactly what that change is, you stay where you are, and what happens, the cycle continues. You have these gifts and talents on the inside of you that aren't being used to their full potential. Essentially, you've outgrown where you are. Man, I don't know if you can relate to that, but I can. Starting the next chapter is going to be difficult, no doubt, but staying where you are will only leave you frustrated and unfulfilled. So, how do you turn the page and dive into the next chapter of your life? Here are 5 things that will hopefully give you a little push. The first thing is this: you have to have an honest conversation with yourself. You got to get real with you. And ask yourself things like this: am I happy with what I'm doing right now? Am I fulfilled? Is this what I want to be doing for the next 6 months or the next year? Profession-wise, is this what I want to do? Is this where I want to live? Ask yourself, am I frustrated? And if I am, why am I frustrated? And then ask yourself, if I could do anything, what would that be? What would bring me joy? What career would I be in? Where would I live? Ask yourself what your priorities are and your values, and then begin to focus on those priorities and values. Ask yourself what your future self would thank you for. See, one reason we become frustrated is because our gifts are no longer matching the environment that we're in. They have a longing to grow and go to new levels. See, your gifts and your purpose need to match the environment you're in and not be stifled. Because when they become stifled, you become frustrated because you know there's more on the inside of you that's just longing to be fulfilled. When you start feeling that way, it's probably time to start a new chapter. It's probably time to start something new when you can see that where you are is no longer serving a purpose. The second thing that you need to do is set new goals, because your old goals will no longer serve you in a new chapter of life. A new chapter requires a new mindset, new goals, new habits, new disciplines, and new routines. Every next chapter of your life is going to require a different you, a growing you, a better you. Old ways are not going to take you to new places, so don't focus on trying to recreate something that you've already done in the past. Don't try to recreate a past success. Think of it like this: a new chapter is a new beginning. You don't have to know all the answers. To begin, you simply have to have the mindset and the fortitude to begin. See, you could transform your mindset by maybe saying this: today, I'm determined that I may not know where I'm going, but I do know this: I know where I'm not staying. I'm moving on to a new chapter. And I'm excited for this new beginning and a new mindset and a new goals and a new me. I'm grateful for that last chapter and making it through it. I'm grateful for the progress, and I'm thankful for the lessons that I've learned through the difficult times. That door is closing, and I'm not going to try to reopen it. I'm not going to revisit it in my mind. I am forward thinking. My today is better than my yesterday, and this chapter is going to be the best chapter. See, you're programming your mind. You're changing your mindset. Remember, if you choose to live in fear, you're going to make very little progress. Fear is a reaction, but courage is a decision. Be courageous today. You have to have this attitude of faith and courage, because your attitude is vital. It will set you up for success, or it's going to set you up for failure. Your attitude determines your direction. Thirdly, you need to make a plan and take action. Decide what steps you need to take to achieve your new chapter goals. Break it down so it's achievable. Write it down and make it stretch you, but not so much that you can't achieve it. And then make sure you stick with the plan. Don't give up on the plan. No plan will lead you somewhere, but probably not closer to your dream. Prioritize the steps you need to take first, and then set a deadline for yourself. This is very important. If you want to start a new career, write down, I want to start a new career and I'm going to write a new resume and I'm going to have it completed by 1 week from today. You have to plan with a deadline because that'll help you stay on track. And then you got to put your plan into action. Set aside time every single day to take the necessary steps to start this new chapter. And this is important. Leave that comfort zone behind. You're going to have to press past the fear. Scare yourself into thinking you have to make giant leaps. Remember, tiny steps get you closer every single day. And sometimes you do just have to take that leap of faith. You have to go all in. But the important thing is that you keep the momentum moving forward. And don't wait for perfect timing. Don't wait for opportunities to come your way. You make it happen. Now, let me say something right here that I think is important. Honestly, some things don't require any more prayer because God has already shown you what you need to do. Now you need to do your part. You need to step out in faith. Number 4, you have to trust the process. See, when you begin to feel fearful, you're going to have to remind yourself, hey, this is okay. It's one day at a time, one step at a time. The emotions are going to come and go. The ups, the downs, the successes, the insecurities, the wins, the mistakes. And all of that, you have to remember, without the process, there is no progress. The process is a part of everything. The process is where you're going to grow. The process is where you're going to learn. The process is going to take you to your desired outcome. Things will fall into place. You just have to trust the process. And number 5, you have to stay optimistic. A positive attitude makes everything better. Experts even showed that your outlook shapes your life more than your life shapes your outlook. Oprah said this, the greatest discovery of all time is that a person can change his future by merely changing his attitude. Y'all, you have to have an attitude that is positive, that sees you getting to your desired results. Because you know what? You have the power to create the life that you want. You have the power to make today better by choosing to have a great attitude. So what does that mean? That means that you stay grateful. You have an attitude of gratitude always. Listen, gratitude is optimism in action. You have to stay positive and look forward to a bright future, to new and exciting things. You have to focus on the possibilities and not the obstacles. And then don't let a little fear of the unknown hold you back. You got to remind yourself, no, I know that God is on the other side of this fear that I'm feeling right now. He's faithful. He's always present. He's always just a prayer away, and He's not going to abandon me. He's not going to leave me helpless. He promised to guide me and lead me and help me and comfort me and strengthen me and forever and ever to always love me. Those times you feel alone, you know what? Remind yourself, I'm not alone. God's with me. You may not have all the answers, but God does. You may feel a little stressed, but God isn't caught off guard. This is how you stay optimistic, knowing that the Creator of heaven and earth is on your side. And you may not know what tomorrow holds, but God's got you, and He longs to be good to you. So here's some really good news. You might be feeling uncomfortable right now in your present situation, but sometimes God makes us uncomfortable where we are because He knows we're ready for that next place. He knows we're ready for the next chapter. He needs you to be where your gifts line up with your environment. Think of it like this. He knows you're ready for the next chapter. He's seen that you've grown, you've made it through some difficult seasons, and now He's saying to you, let's move forward. So let me encourage you today, don't miss out on something great just because it's a little uncomfortable and it's a little difficult. Be loyal to your future and not to your past. Turn the page and start the next chapter. Y'all, it's going to be worth it. I hope you've enjoyed it today, and let me know if this has helped you and what you think your next chapter is. Write it down in the comments. Until next time, I hope you have an amazing day.